Hello everyone, welcome back to Gent Watches. Today we are going to be watching another episode of Death Note. This is going to be episode 18. Yeah. Today, I mean, this is probably going to be, you know, almost a week. I'm recording this almost a week before you see it, I think. But today I'm just going to be starting to record videos ahead of time as best I can because I am... on the 16th, I am going to be going to Melbourne for a few days for the Crunchyroll Expo, the anime expo that's going on there. So because of that, I want to make sure that there are videos going up at that time, so I'm trying to record a little bit ahead so that I can get those videos up in a timely manner. So yeah, in that time, I'll be letting people know on Twitter and stuff what's going on, but I'm just saying that right now because this is like the first of those videos that I'm specifically trying to record, you know, quicker, so that I can catch up to that section. Doesn't matter, you don't need to know the nitty gritty of it. Point is, last episode, we basically had L and Light are now like handcuffed together and gonna be properly working together, from here on out. I don't even know. I can't predict Death Note. It's impossible to predict Death Note. I will say at this point we are basically at the halfway point of the series. This is episode 18, so 2 times 18 is 2036. So not 2036, it's 36. I was doing math out loud. It's 36. So, and there are 37 episodes of this show. So this is like right before the halfway point of the show. So, I mean, congrats. Let's give us a round of applause for that because that's pretty exciting. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into episode 18 of Death Note. Please make sure to go to my Patreon account, by the way, for extra special stuff. Let's do it. Ally. Okay.
Belt.
Damn,
What
strict.
now?
Did you get hurt?
Oh, this? Kind of. I had a little fight with my wife, and
Oh.
it's just that my daughter's still young, and I'm hardly ever at home as it is, so...
Damn.
Yes.
Yeah, that's easy for you to say as a bachelor. Where are they?
Oh, they're on a date. Last we checked, all of them were up in Misa's room.
Oh my god.
Cameras, huh?
This has got to be the lamest date I've ever been on.
No, please, just pretend I'm not even here, okay? By the way, are you gonna eat that piece of cake?
Cake makes you fat.
Actually, I found that you don't gain any weight as long as you burn calories by using your brain.
You saying you can just think hard enough?
Me and Light alone. Hobby?
You can call me whatever you like. Last chance for cake.
Okay, then.
But since we've been here, you don't seem all that motivated to me.
Yeah. He is acting kind of
Motivated.
casual.
You're right. Actually, I'm depressed.
Oh.
Pressed? What for?
I guess I just can't get past the fact that my deduction was wrong. Which means it's highly likely that Kira was controlling your actions so that I would suspect you. If I assume both you and Misa are being controlled by him.
This is good. I like that L's making wrong
Misa and I were
deductions,
both Kira during
but
the
that
time
make
when we were
a
being
lot of
controlled
logical
by
sense.
I don't believe it's coincidence that as soon as you were imprisoned, all the killing was stopped. Until
I mean, he's
then,
right about this
everything
part.
pointed to you being Kira. Based on that evidence, I can only conclude that
Kira switches from person
Kira's
to person.
power passes
Yeah.
But at this point, we have no way of knowing if that's the case. Cheer up, would you?
It's funny
Cheer up.
because
No, I'm sorry.
that makes perfect sense, but
probably
it's
better if I
also
just stopped trying
not
so
really what
hard.
is happening.
By chasing
but Light
Kira
made it
so
look like that's what
desperately, we're
hap-
just
what's
putting
happening.
Our lives at risk for nothing.
Ryuzaki.
Punch him. Yeah. That was a funny sound.
Why did you involve all those innocent people? And more importantly, what was the point of putting Misa and me behind bars?
I understand. But still,
Damn.
whatever the reason,
I like real Light. Oh!
an eye for an eye, my friend.
I mean real Light as in this Light, the one that we knew, well, the one that was Light initially, before the Death Note. Oh my god, she looks like the Scream
It's not
painting.
my deduction that was wrong. In fact, now that you mention it, you're right. I think I wanted you to be Kira.
Ah! He just took that punch? Damn! Oh!
Gotta call the room and stop them. Misa Misa's #1 in 18 Magazine's reader popularity poll.
Matsuda's acting stupid again.
Well, that is his specialty.
I can hear you, you know.
Poor dude. 2 months. Okay. Alright. Time jump. And he's still not...
I know you're not feeling up
Like
to it.
Kira
but come over
again.
here for a second.
Still doesn't have the Death Note
Take a
back.
close look at this. They all died of heart attacks.
Man,
As
what was
expected, there's
Kira's
been a general
plan?
downturn in the market, with the exception of Yotsuba.
I thought we agreed one would be accidental.
You're quite right. We did. The problem was that we named a specific location in Japan. You see, he wasn't even here when he died. I hear he and his mistress were in Italy at the time.
Ah.
Makes sense.
Yotsuba?
Yes.
What's that reaction?
That's probably it. Good work.
Okay.
We just spoke with the director, and it seems Kira's offered bribes to a number of politicians. Matsuda, if you wish to continue working this case, you'll have to hand in your letter of resignation to the MPA, just as Mogi and I are going to do.
Damn.
In a few hours, I'm no longer going to be your chief.
What are you gonna be?
However, we all have our own lives, so think it over carefully.
That's true, Chief.
Are you still gonna be paid for your work?
I know that I can do this by myself. I'll be sure to visit you at the department.
Well, you
bring
and Light.
Kira's head as a reward for all that you've sacrificed.
Well, I suppose what you're saying makes sense. If we're not police officers anymore, we won't be of much use to you. However,
I guess.
we're all personally involved in this. All of us have risked our lives to catch Kira.
Yeah.
Good point. Then by all
Damn.
means, please make
can
your
do that?
decision. But I don't think it's fair to your families to burden them by giving up your livelihood just to continue this. I can't see how that's a good idea.
Damn.
It's as Ryuzaki says. No one here is going to blame you for quitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
We
take
all
care of
understand
the
why
people
you
you
gotta do
love.
this.
But the chief has a family too.
But
Our
it's part of his family's
situations are completely
here.
different.
To leave now after all we've been through.
It's gotta be so
I said I was
frustrating.
prepared to die if that's what it took to catch him, and
Yeah.
I meant it.
You specifically told me that if a task force member were to lose their job under any circumstances, I should make preparations
To ensure that their family's financial future was secure. If you recall, a trust was set aside for that
Oh.
very purpose. I'm a little curious as to why you're withholding this information.
This is not the time or place, Watari.
Yeah, what?
I'm sorry.
No way. So all this time we had nothing to worry about? I can't believe you did that. There you go, Aizawa. Isn't that great news?
Why was he trying to get him off the case?
I wanted to see which one you would choose.
Okay.
Ryuzaki.
Fine then.
Emotionally manipulating
If I
him.
wasn't sure before, I am now. Now I know this for sure. I've always hated Ryuzaki.
It would be
I hate him
frustrating
and his way of
being
doing
constantly
things.
tested with everything you
That's
do.
too bad, because I like you, Aizawa.
All the deaths which are beneficial to Yotsuba are concentrated around the weekends.
On the
Really?
weekends?
This is a really important clue, Dad. Nice work.
Well, you know, I can't let myself fall behind you and Ryuzaki. After all, the last thing I want is to be dead weight.
You've never been dead weight, dude.
Is Kira someone from Yotsuba?
This is all of the Yotsuba Group's employees.
Oh god. Well, surely it'd have to be some of the higher up ones.
300,000 people. That's amazing, Mogi.
But I might be just
He's
working
been
on the
incredibly
information I've
efficient
got
from the
from
start.
seeing there, it seems.
Ryuzaki, please tell me, is there anything I can do to help with the investigation besides the manager thing?
He doesn't
So
want to be
you
dead
really wanna
weight.
be useful? Then could you get me another cup of coffee?
Oh my god. Huh?
Hey,
Yeah.
hold on a sec. Who let them in?
The name's Iber. I'm a con man. How's it going?
Iba.
I'm Weddy, and I'm a thief by trade.
Iba and Weddy.
A con man and a thief.
But she was able to enter the building without setting off a single alarm.
Damn.
To investigate Yotsuba, we're gonna need the help of people like this. Let's all do our part and make this happen, okay?
What's their incentive to help you guys out? They're getting a pardon for their crimes or getting paid a lot or something?
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be at work right now?
You can eat my dinner and I'll have dessert instead.
Sorry. From now on, I can have a break every single week. Now I can go with you to the park.
Aww.
Maybe we can go to the zoo together. Or the amusement park.
Oh.
What's wrong, Dad?
Oh, wow. That's how they end it? Damn. Got me emotional about Aizawa. It's a real man right there who's you know, comfortable enough with crying in front of his family. Like he's able to be emotional in front of his family. That's good. I like that. I like that they gave Aizawa some semblance of depth. I think it's difficult with like the police force characters because like clearly Light and L are like the main interesting characters, and then Misa's interesting just because she's so weird and out there. But then when you have people that are just like normal people, so you've got like the chief and you've got Matsuda and you've got Aizawa, these characters are so normal that it makes them seem like boring and one-dimensional, even if they're not, just because of their comparison to the characters around them and our lack of focus on them and like and their designs. Like they're just men, you know. They would be like Matsuda and Aizawa, and even Chief would be like background characters in other anime, right? Like that's what their design looks like. But no, like in this anime, it's like, well, they are actually just normal people. So they don't look like main characters because they're not supposed to look like main characters, because it's trying to depict like a relatively realistic world within this show. It's not trying to go like, even though this show has the energy of anime, it goes for the tone, maybe not the tone, but the style of a realistic animation or a realistic show. And so, and that sort of combining of tones is what gives it this this sort of, I don't know how to explain it, like this adult feel, sort of this grounded feel, even though it's such a ridiculous concept and world that they've built up. But yeah, it works well. It just, like, I guess the disadvantage of that is that the characters like Aizawa, who, like we can see here, are actually somewhat interesting characters. They just look boring, so you think they are boring going into it. So I like in this episode how they were talking about how the course of events that you would guess from what's happened here is that when Kira is caught, then their powers are taken away, their memories are taken away, and then the power changes to another person. So the way I would think of it if I was investigating is that Kira is some sort of spirit that is basically possessing people. So it possesses someone, does all their bidding, like makes them do their bidding for them, and then as soon as they're not useful anymore, it leaves and goes to someone else. And so you can't contain Kira, you can't catch Kira, you can't stop Kira. That's what I would imagine. So I would think Kira is a force of nature, it's a spirit, and there's no way to stop Kira. At this point, I would be hopeless. I would feel that it's hopeless. And that is entirely a story that Light fabricated with this play, which made, like, it. So, like, when I was watching that prison episode where he's put into prison and then he, like, you know, he completely, like, takes away all of his own memories and stuff, I was thinking, like, okay, like, yeah, maybe you've convinced him, but, like, that's only for now, and, like, for what, and, yeah, what's the purpose of this? And I was, like, trying to put it all together, but now I think I'm starting to get it. The point is, if everything goes to plan and he does become Kira again, I don't know how that part of his plan is working, by the way. I don't know how he plans to become Kira again. But if everything works out in his plan and he does become Kira again, it has now gotten to the point where Kira seems like an unstoppable force, and like that the people who are doing these acts cannot be blamed for these acts. Which is pretty brilliant, I would say. That's really clever. And I mean, really good writing to be able to write a story where that where there's something that's actually happening, and then there's a logical thing that outside viewers would presume is happening, and both of them sort of line up perfectly with the story. Like, it's hard, I think, to have that balance between two different things, and they've done it. That's really impressive. I do understand what Aizawa is frustrated by with Ryuzaki, because yeah, L is constantly testing people, constantly. Like, he is someone who wants you know, to know everything about the situation. He wants to do stuff constantly, and he doesn't really care if it, you know, if it hurts people on the way. Like, he doesn't care about emotional trauma. I think that's his main character flaw, is like, emotional trauma is not a big deal to him. He would rather put people through emotional trauma just to get the truth than not. So he put Aizawa through the trauma of like, oh my god, I have to pick between my family and the thing that I you know, feel tied to doing. And that frustration is what, you know, is what made him leave. That frustration of like, I had to pick and I didn't even have to pick. Like, you were putting me through that just so that you could see like how committed I was, just so that you could see, which you don't need to see, by the way. I've already proved I'm committed. I've been here the entire time with my life on the line. Like, I was one of the only people who stayed behind in the police force to be on this case for you, and now you're still testing me to this day. So I can understand his frustration. And yeah, and it's the same thing with, okay, he's okay with putting Light in prison, not knowing fully if he's Kira. He's okay with tying up Misa and blindfolding her and like just completely robbing her of her senses. That is literal torture. Like, absolutely 100% that's torture. And left her like that for months, I think. Like, at least like a month. So he tortured this woman, and now he takes her out and is like, oh, sorry about that. Which, like, again, he was right about it, but it's still like emotional trauma. It's still emotional damage. It's this like really horrible thing to do to someone, but he's doing it in pursuit of the truth. And so I think that's an interesting way that they're taking his character. And now we have Aiba and Wedi, who are a con man and a thief, who are joining the squad. They looked pretty interesting. I don't know exactly what their role is going to be. I mean, he explained what their role was going to be in terms of what they might need them for in a general sense, but I wonder how they're going to factor into the story. And yeah, it seems like we are entering... Look, we're probably entering now an arc of, this is like a Yotsuba takedown arc, and I imagine this is gonna take a little while. So it's like the first, you know, half of the show, almost half of the show, is this L and Light constant chess battle back and forth, and now basically Light made a move that took him off the board for a while. I guess the idea is he's trusting that real him and L would catch the Yotsuba group and stop them. So now the Yotsuba group is doing their stuff. We're going to spend some episodes stopping them. And then I assume we're going to go back to the Light and L battle to wrap up the series in the last, let's guess, like in the last 8 episodes. So like at episode 29 is when L and Light maybe will go back to their chess battle for a bit, and then the show will end. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's about it for episode 18 of Death Note. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know down in the comment section below. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. And my Patreon account has exclusive videos and full length and early access. If you like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I'm reacting to the latest episodes of Stone Ocean on my Patreon right now. And that may go up on YouTube in the future, but for now it's just on Patreon. So if you do like that, go over to my Patreon where you can see it exclusively. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.